This is the swim video that you sent me. So I wanted to point out a couple of things that I like and a couple of things to work on. This is the one from December, so I'm not sure if your stroke has changed much, but I like your overall body alignment here from your spine down through your hips. From here straight down there is nice and straight, and you don't really have much fishtailing back and forth, if any at all. I'm going to rewind it, so just look at the line from your spine, from the crown of your head, right through your sacrum. It's nice and straight, and you rotate on an axis. That line moves from side to side, but it doesn't twist or bend. So that's really nice. And your legs remain pretty streamlined as well. There's a little bit of splaying, but in the endless pool, staying inside that current can cause some side-to-side movement. From the side view, there's a change in the angle of your head from breathing to non-breathing stroke. And I like the angle of your head on your breathing stroke much better for a couple of reasons. First of all, if you look at this, the crown of your head is a little bit lower. You see the crown of your head here is pointed up at maybe 2 o'clock on a clock face. Ideally, I'd like to see this really at 3 o'clock with you rotating just enough to get that top goggle and the mouth up. But one of the reasons it's happening is because you're coming from a position where your back half is much lower than it is now. Here, on your left side recovery, a couple things happen. Your head pops up, the crown of your head's now pointing up more towards 1 o'clock, and your rear arm is lifting out of the water with the weight of your arm hanging back there a little bit longer than on your breathing stroke. One of the effects of lifting the rear arm out that way and swinging it straight across is that it pushes down. Gravity from this arm is pushing down, and you create this really big arch in your back that's magnified by lifting the head up. So those two things, looking forward a bit and this arm hanging there, are pushing your hips down. So your whole angle of your body is now like that, rather than parallel with the surface of the water. And we can see that effect on the other views as too with the recovery arm. Now here's your breathing side. While the head's a little higher than I'd like to see it, because your recovering arm on the breathing stroke is getting its weight forward of the lungs faster, you've got a much smoother recovery on the breathing side. You can see your hips now are at the surface of the water. This is creating a much more streamlined body position. Aside from the head, if you draw a line through your spine, it's much more level with the surface. And that's being improved because the head is lower and because the shape of the recovery arm is leading with the elbow rather than swinging wide with a straight arm. So I like your breathing side. A little bit better for those reasons. On the front here, again, we see really nice body alignment from the head all the way through to your sacrum, to your heels. You're in a nice tube here, so that's all really good. You don't have any fishtailing going on. There's a couple of improvements we could make here as well, though. First of all, what we can see is the right arm, when you enter, it has a tendency to swing across the midline, and even though we can't see your hand, if the midline is here, your hand is clear on the other side of your body. This is going to impact you by forcing you to first sweep the hand from midline out to the side before you can gain any traction. So you're losing opportunity there to gain traction that's going to move you forward, and the arm's just slipping to the side. It also is harder on the shoulder there when the arm, the hand comes in over here and then sweeps to the side. It puts a lot of stress on the shoulder. Now the left arm, I mentioned before, I liked the recovery from the side view of the right arm better. From the left arm, however, you're entering directly in front of your shoulder, and this is much better for shoulder health. So it's a straight entry just wide of the shoulder. This hand is immediately in a great position to grab water and catch. So we see asymmetry between the right side and the left side, and from each angle of your swimming, there are different views that we like. Now I want to show what happens again here with your left arm. Watch your hips sink when that left arm comes out of the water and your head pops up. Head pops up, hips go down, and it's magnified. Watch the very next stroke. It's magnified by that left elbow lingering backwards. If you can keep the head down for a longer portion of the stroke, and lead the left arm recovery with the elbow, more like the right arm is doing, you're going to keep your hips higher through the entire stroke cycle. And then the breathing is also going to smooth out at the same time. You already have a nice breath. It's going to get even smoother with an even more horizontally based head position. Again, watch your hips sink every left arm stroke as that left arm kind of slowly swings and paints a rainbow in the sky. Unfortunately, we can't see much here, so I'm not going to comment on the underwater stroke. But overall, really nice, smooth stroke. Things that I would like to see improved include, let's just go back. Opportunities improvement, alignment, head to toe is really nice. Not much to do here. Foot splays a little bit on breathing stroke, but some of that may be the endless pool current, so I wouldn't be too concerned about that. Although remember, the right arm is crossing over up here and the left foot splaying at the same time. If the right arm came out a little bit, that left foot could sneak in a little bit because it wouldn't have to keep balance and you'd be much more streamlined, creating less drag. From this view, again, I really like how when you breathe, you lay your head down on the water. I'd like to see it lay down a little bit more to help improve your balance from side to side. I'd like to see right arm entry a little bit wider, and you can assist this by a little bit less throwing the arm in after your breath and letting gravity tug it in, and you may need to rotate a little bit less in order for that to happen. Again, I'd like to see the head stay down for the remainder of the stroke, not just the breathing. From the side here, watch the difference in the elbow position of the recovery arms. Right arm's nice and high, leading with the elbow. Left arm is flat and sweeps forward. That flat sweeping forward is causing the hips to sink with every cycle. And again, not much to say here. But overall, great swimming. And please send me any updated swim videos to see your progress. Good work, sister.